Alright, so let's cross-examine the chief. He says, this knife is special, but I can't say how here. Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, righto, but I can't say that now, not that. We established that the knife in Goodman's chest was his knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine the knife while we can, righto? Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So how were things down at the department? That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? You got a good look in your eyes there, righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. Chief, did something happen? And why haven't I heard? Why haven't you heard? Or why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. On the same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right? I suppose I could help. If you could help me by giving me data on your case? Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed, when the victim died. He already told us when the victim died. He said 5:15. We already know where he was found, in the precinct. So how was the victim killed? Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we call in the force called a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What? What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Oh, rubble, very unlikely rubble. Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, righto. You understand. Try to understand, righto. Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I better check this knife out. This knife is special, but alright, so wait a minute. So we've already said that it was this statement. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. This was a statement where, when I pushed them, the game said I need to use a piece of evidence I haven't used yet. And they're telling me to look at the knife, and I already looked at the knife. But let's look at it again. What was that number that was on this knife? SL92. Okay. SL92. And he said, now use a piece of evidence that I found was useless up to now. But we used the cell phone, we used the floor plans, the crime photo, the shoe. We used the knife. We haven't used the blue badger. We did use the autopsy report. I don't think we brought up the parking stub. Well, we don't even know what this note is. Wait a minute. 67S. Wait a minute. You're kidding me. Alright, I'm not going to do it, but if you flip the camera, this note is upside down. It says SL9 upside down right there. 221 SL9. So it does link the knife to Goodman, because the SL9 matches on the note that we found in his car. Alright, here we go. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife, this does have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness what do you mean from the judge. This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12-2? Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside? The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up, but turn it around and what do you get? Ha-ha! Aha! When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing as written on the knife's tag. Robble, robble. Order, order. Well, Chief? Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. Alright. Detective was killed at the police department. See what a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. 2 detectives were killed. What the hell? What do I do now? Alright, this makes no sense. This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. What am I supposed to present here? This is weird. No. I have to present something here, but what? What the fuck? I am super confused at what I'm supposed to do here. I'm supposed to present something to him, but what? I'm just fishing here. I'm seeing if there's anything significant. No, I don't really see anything significant. Shit. Knife is evidence of the case. Let's push this again. So this knife was stolen, yes. Day of the murder. There's evidence, yes. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this case was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of the car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Connection to what, though? How can I possibly connect that? This sucks. I'm gonna have to just start guessing because I don't know. Look, he says we're in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department. What a mess. The time of the crime is 5:15. I don't know. What the fuck?